need to do a few more things, guys. I need to get my hardware set up. So the installation has worked. We're starting up the sim. So hello, welcome back everyone, and I'll be back in a few seconds. And you may hear some sounds in the background. That's me installing some more stuff. Hang on. Almost finished. ASMR time. Now I just need to take care of the flight stick and then we're ready. So excited to see. For me, I went to the marketplace and it said update available. So I can check what version I have in a second. So let's see if I have everything. So here we are. Do I see the version here? My library. 220, right? And then it should say what? Yeah, 1.03. Yeah, so that is installed. Mr. Nickfire, hello. Right, so Premiere for you guys and for me, we are going to find out IRL real time if there has been an improvement on performance. Let's find out. And yeah, we'll do full transparency. We are going to show the FPS overlays. All right, so let's quickly start Mosa cockpit as well. All right, shall we do? All right, let's start here. Set as Departure, Start. Hey Voyager, wie geht's dir? Schön dich zu sehen. Willkommen. Fake plane today. What do you mean fake plane? It's not a fake plane. Right, we'll skip this version so that we have that working. All right, so where are we? Ready to fly. And then it's cold and dark. Right. And let's see. Oh, what happened? Right, we loaded in. I'm going to go quickly get to daytime so that we know, we can see what we're doing here. Uh-oh. Oh, is this like mood lighting, or is that the cabin not loaded in? Hang on. Let's see. So tea time. Let's get it to morning or something. Better. Alrighty. Now, also then let's check. Make sure we have live weather. Yeah, live weather's in. Okay, cool. Oh, you're joking. Oh, really? You have to download it completely again? Oh, this is a joke. This is a bad joke, guys. Come on. So what? So what do I need to do? I need to completely take it out of the folder, or... Yeah, meme simulator sometimes. My God. So we do the following. I'm going to go do it both ways. So I'm going to go to 20. I am going to uninstall it first here in the marketplace. Then I'll go outside of the sim, delete everything regarding the folder. Right, disable. And then we'll have to... Hang on. And then, okay, is that enough? So you mean like that is enough to... And streaming still downloads it, just your rolling cache. But I mean, it's just a small download. It's only like yeah. So I've already downloaded 10%. So let me install it again, because I don't want to put things into rolling cache. So if I don't have to go outside of Microsoft FlightSim, then it's fine, right? We'll try it. We'll install it quickly. Already 50%. And then yeah, we'll see. Cool. Microsoft messed something up with the download service. Okay, well, it doesn't matter. We'll have it completely reinstalled, and then hopefully we get nice fresh installation, all the bugs fixed, and then all right, it's downloaded. Let's install it, and then we're good. Have a look here, guys. Whoa. Retry. Come on. No way. I agree. Oh my god. Hang on. Right. So more options. Cancel. Continue. Right. Okay. Let's stream it. Okay. Right. So if I go and just stream it. Okay. Let's see what happens. You can't install it when it's selected on the free. Okay. All right. It doesn't matter. We'll just stream it. At least we'll try to stream it. Okay. Let's do it this way. Let's not get ourselves stopped by that. So we'll go again. We're going to go, let's go here. Set as departure, start flight. Alrighty. Well, I'm streaming it. Haven't installed it. It's just simply streaming it. So I don't think you have to restart for streaming, right? Well, maybe you do. All right. Oh, hang on. Oh, disregard. You just have to be patient because it's streaming, right? So, right, here we go. Maybe we do have a good plane now. Yeah, it looks promising, guys. It does look promising. Look at that. Where's my? Oh. Give me a second. My controller. All right, so let's have a look. Let's open the door. Ah, promising. All right, so we may be lucky. And again, let's do the following. Let's go set the time in the morning, and we are on live weather. Okay, cool. So then as well, I promised you we'll have a display FMS. Okay, right. So I mean, the thing is that let me quickly have a look here. The thing is that right, let me get the overlays quickly cancelled here. So we'll cancel that. Cancel that. We'll cancel that. There we go. Now you can see the FPS, right? So what I'm particularly looking at is 60 FPS locked. Now what I don't want to see, I don't want to see these red bars here because these cause stutters. All right. So the coherent thread is also something we have to monitor. That's also had an issue last time, and that's mostly because of the displays. Okay. All right. Let's start up the aircraft then. So now you can see already, look at the coherent GTI thread. So it's already getting more of these red bars. Main thread at the moment, it's not too bad. But we'll have a look again once we get moving, all right? And I think then we can say more about hey, Johan. Okay, right, so apparently for the setup, you don't do it according to the checklist itself. You would do it according, lights out principle. It's available in use. There we go. Now it's in use. Okay, we have to wait until the aircraft starts up. I have made a flight plan. So let's do that. There we go. So returning to Muscat. And here's the load sheet. Sim brief import. And so we're just going to load the aircraft accordingly. Just do a quick preparations. I mean, we do want to depart quickly. Oh yeah, so here's the thing, right? We are running the map server. Although we have to wait until the alignment is complete. We'll see if that works. Alrighty. Okay. That means we can go into here. So we have a good database. It's the Navigraph database. So positioning will be done automatically. Flight plan. Sinroof, send. And then it's under the secondary. So activate the secondary, execute. Now we did learn, now we called windmill 711, didn't want to worry too much regarding the delivery. Just about an hour ago, apparently. Okay, so we'll do that. So the alternate is Oscar Mike Alpha Lima. So it is Oscar Mike Alpha Lima. And there we'll have level 240. It's quite a long flight back there. Departures. So the lovely person that offered to provide ATC service, can you let me know if you do? Because otherwise I'm going to stay offline. But if you come online just for us here, then of course we will go on Matson. Good, so we've entered that, and the wind temperature, flight plan, the wind request. Complete. Yeah, so what, do I have to put in 24,000 like this? Ah, there we go, okay, my bad, thank you. Now let's try that again. Well, that means a short flight, isn't it? I'm not sure if we get the wind data stuff. Good. Let's go sensed. And then the zero fuel weight. Yeah. So that's corrected, thank you. Zero fuel 50.4, so 5376. So 5376, and the ECG is is that doesn't really matter, I mean it's 24 and a half. Is that also for zero fuel weight here? Probably is. Right. Block fuel 4.5. Number of packs was 125. Okay, so that's inserted. That will read performance. So we are going to get calculations, take a performance. Oh, sorry, cargo pilot, do me a favor. Let me do a flight. And then, you know, we'll have a look at the performance and see if we still get stutterers and that sort of thing. Because that was really the main thing last time I flew it, where I wasn't happy with that. So it's a flap setting 2, auto config, packs on, and those are the speeds. So we're going to set the V speeds here, complete. And let's quickly check idle max. Oh, let me take the yeah, nice. Okay, cool. That's done. Now message. source, oh sorry, bleed source is going to be engine. Later on, wing off. Standard profiles. And we had TO2. TO2, but of course then no flex. Climb. Descend. I think it was level 140. I know we're not at Dubai main airport, but at least here we get transition. This is 13,000 as well. So for the climb, transition 13,000. Alright, execute. Good. Emergency lights off. Okay, so let's do that. And we have APU start. Emergency lights armed. Cockpit door open. Okay. Let's close cockpit door. Thank you, Avima. And the first, sorry, what the first message you sent, or let me just go up again. Discord message. When did you send the Discord message? Oh no, you're not impolite. Absolutely, I always appreciate the feedback. If the sounds are too loud, so for me, I have a different mixture regarding sound settings to what you have. So I'm always happy if things are too loud for you guys. Then I can change them. That should be better now, right? Yeah. I appreciate the feedback. Thank you. Now I can't turn up the voice anymore because then you will hear echoing because of my room, and also it'll be crackling because the microphone is already set at max power. Hey Nate. Good. So we have switched off the external. We'll remove the GPU. Now doors are all closed, and then they will arm it automatically. Right, let's go through a checklist here, shall we? So I'm going to go through the panel here, and so we have the power on. That is done. Then we go. Oh yeah, that should be done. Anyways, right. So we have APU on. Equipment cooling inlet. Select auto. Okay, equipment, cooling inlet. Isn't that auto? Oh, that's auto. It's weird because it didn't have a light on it. Isn't it strange that it has absolutely zero light on or off? Strange. You're working today, but glad to get some distraction. GG's. Right, pre-flight. Yeah, let's do pretend. Okay, so I'm not going to go with the ICE detect default because last time we got an issue. I'm going to wait until we hear whether or not we're going to get that fixed. Right, there's no breakers popped, so circuit breakers checked. Rudder trim. We can go flight controls. Yeah, rudder trim is neutral. Oxygen masks. Is checked. Airplane documents on board. OEBs checked. Emergency equipment checked. Gear pins are on board as well. Overhead panel is checked. Glare shield. Let's have a look for departure. It's this one here, the Anvix. So we're going to take 10,000. 10,000 is good. I'm just going to check one more time, just to see in case that lovely person came online to provide ATC service. Just make sure that I don't upset him or her. Right, let's see, connect. Oh, what's the, it's BCS something, right? BCS 3, there we go. So I'm just going to wait a few seconds and see if there's anyone. Thank you much, everyone. Cool. Glare shield. Now the heading, the runway heading is going to be initially 119. Oh, you have to click toga. Okay. Yeah. Thank you. And then, do you have a reasoning for that, Abimar? Why don't you click? Or set the heading before you click toga. Ah, the heading resets again. Okay, that makes sense. It saves you the trouble of doing it twice. Perfect. All right. Glare shield displays are checked. ICAS info looking good. Altimeters. Ooh, we may have. Let me just check here. We may have control here. Let me just check. Ah, no, we don't. No, there's no radar here. Okay, so I'm going to log off again regarding... just saves me a bit of trouble. Yeah, Cargo Pilot, let me know exactly... and maybe look at the video on demand. At the end, I will tell you what I think of the update. What I think of the performance, etc. And then... altimeters... Let's quickly check. So we have 1000 still. Hectopascals 1000. Checked. Done. All right. Altimeter set and checked. Center panel. Good. And pedestal checked, side sticks. I mean, flight controls. There we go. So that's moving. That's fantastic. That's checked. That's complete. All right. Before start, so departure briefing. Yeah, according to the flight plan. So. 452, 2000 above, 456, 459, 458, sorry, 459. Oh, this one, no, it's 479. 479, 458 then, and then loop proof, and then unmixed 10,000. All right, that's all correctly set. Going to close that. Execute so that we don't have any discontinuities. Cool. Alright, let's get back my map in here. There we go. And terrain is also working. Now let's have a look at the look at the main thread and the coherent hit on that. Now, honestly, I don't know. That... Yeah, it's a bit better now without. Alright, we'll see. I'm going to leave it off for now. Yeah. Yeah, the system's less stressed with... without. Good. Departure briefing complete. APU's on, and we have now the beacon. And the parking brake is, as required, is currently on. Alrighty, and that means we're going to have pushback. It is set. Yeah, but the hardware shouldn't be matched on that. Hang on. Oh, it is. I thought I had disconnected that. Hang on. Thank you. I've not entered the weather data yet. You mean the temperature and stuff? Okay. Then let's have a look. Alright, so it is 37 degrees. And we have, well, we should have 1000. Oh, this one, it's not in here anyways, is it? No, we need the wind. The wind was 50 at 6. So let's see, why can't I hear the locking gear?
Welcome aboard the Captain Black Box Twitch channel.
Hey German ATC, wie geht's dir?
Could new subscribers please
Vielen
make their
Dank.
way to the first class
14 Monate.
where complimentary drinks,
Yeah,
snacks and premium
I
flight
am
entertainment will be
honestly
served.
currently
Thank you.
a bit skeptical regarding performance improvements. I think it's still going to get some lags and stutters, but we'll see. Guten Abend, Fornax, schön, dass du da bist. And German ATC, once again, thank you so much. I don't know why I'm not hearing GSX. Continue pushback. Quick edit on the map. Alrighty, so we want to go. We want to go here, right? Yeah. Ah, you're right, goat friend. Thank you. Yes, so say intentions. You are correct. So say intentions automatically disables your audio. Yeah. Yeah. That's it. Thank you. All right, great twist.
Commencing push.
Joy, good evening.
All engines clear. Stand by.
Okay. So let's have a look here. We can get the routing back in here. So before start is completed, here are the engine instruments. Yep, leave that as is. So engine start. let's start the engine one.
Please set parking brakes.
Brakes set.
Waiting your confirmation for a good engine start.
Cockpit to ground. Engine's not started yet. I'll call you back later.
True, that will take a while. So I'll show you again, guys, regarding the FPS. So what I'm looking for here. So whenever you get a kind of a red bar here, that's potentially a stutter, right? And so this is something that worries me here. So the coherent GTY thread, I've never seen it that high on on the other add-ons we have. Joey, from what I can tell here, at the moment I'm still getting these spikes from time to time, and then the FPS drops to about 58, and I think that's when usually these little stutters happen. But again, let me take off to make a proper evaluation there. How come I don't have where's my menu there? Let me see. So packs left. So which button is that? Button 13. Yeah, I'm just listening. No, I'm just listening to the sounds. Because everybody's going like engine sounds and.
Unlocking gear.
But I don't know. I'm not hearing that too loud. Right. So nose gear steering goes on. Flaps have to go to. We'll check. Yeah, I know. Give me a second. So let's get the APU off.
Two truck disconnected. Bypass pin removed.
Thank you. Then
Left is
flight
clear. Right
controls,
is clear.
full up, full down, full left, full right, rudder, left, right, neutral. There it is. So that's working as well. Right, let's see. Before taxi, APU's off, anti-ice off. So car wing anti-air is not required. Flaps 2 selected, indicating 2. Flight controls checked. ICARS info as it should be. And let's see before taxi checklist complete. Before takeoff next, I want to see all of them. Right, okay, let's have a look. And let's see how smooth it is on taxiing. So we have to go to runway 12, so it's up until Victor and left turn. All right. Let's get some lights on. Taxi lights. And then let's go. So here we have the whale sounds already. So as I expected, you know, with these red bars here, it does stutter from time to time. Not terrible, so not as bad as last time, but the big thing. So this right now wouldn't break my immersion. It's more going to be doing takeoff itself and landing, especially. So again, I can live with, you know, the smaller kind of, yeah, like just now we had a little stutter there. I can live with that, but yeah, big thing is flare. That's the thing. Yeah, I think someone said the first checklist is not read and do, but the rest are read and do. Yeah. So APU bleed is not required. FMS is set. We have trims now. Trim. Let me have a quick look here at the performance page. So the trim should be 4.4. Right, let's go 4.4. So nose down a bit. 4.4 is set. Good. All right. Yeah, flaps 2 set, anti-air is not required. Auto brake will have RTO. ICAS info is checked. Thrust is checked. Runway. We'll do that in a second. Right. So the turn was okay. I think. Yeah, the turn wasn't too bad. So that was actually fairly smooth. After landing and before landing are not read and do. Okay. How weird. Like, yeah, why make it so complicated, right? Alrighty. Where are we? We are currently... Oh, we still have a bit to go. Yeah. Alright, let's add some thrust. 21 knots ground speed. I had to search for the ground speed. Here's the ground speed here. 22. Longer taxi than the flight. You're right. It's not a long flight time at all. You are correct. Oh, 37 knots. Yeah, sorry, that's a bit fast. That's too fast. It's gotten hazy, hasn't it? hazy. Professor San, hello. Nice to see you too. Yeah, I'm seeing, when you look at the taxi signs, I do see these frequent micro stutters still. And that's what I saw in one or two of those streams that had the 1.03. They were claiming that performance was better, but I could also see the regular stutterers. Yeah, like now, you see. So I see little improvements, but not the big breakthrough that I was hoping for. But anyways, let's go flying. Let's see. Muscat is amazing, you say? Okay. Okay, we've got that arm. Now I can arm the LNAV or NAV and VNAV. And then we'll turn right here. You did some flights this weekend and with version 1.01 and the performance was amazing. How could that? I find that so strange. Like, I know there's so many different settings you can use with DLSS. Now, again, since I am using FrameGen and DLSS, there are not many add-ons for me that are causing issues. The FSLabs, for example, has the same thing where it does create these main threat kind of spikes and peaks, and that's where you have that little micro stutter. So again, I don't have many. That's fine. Let's do intersection. I don't have many add-ons that have this issue. Okay, runway is confirmed. 1, 2. Cabin is ready. And that's ready. Let's go. Let's go flying. Now slowly thrust is being set by 80 knots. Checked. Hold. That's 100 knots. B1. Rotate. Yeah, still with lags and stutters. That's right. Alright, so I'm trying to trim now the speed. I'm going to follow that speed flight director. So now it should maintain that pitch for us. So see the micro stutters? Look at the ground scenery here. Same, look at the coherent G2E thread. The red bars here. I'll show you that here. So again, yeah, you see that's really terrible stutter from time to time. So I don't see, unfortunately, I don't see bigger improvements at all. Right, I'm gonna trim down. The cache, yeah, I mean, I frequently do that, and with the NVIDIA driver, it does that automatically now these days. And Bobby, once again, I don't have any other, you know, add-ons really, unless if you take the FSLabs, but the rest of the add-ons, they don't have, it doesn't suffer from these big, you know, look at the thread here. Right, here comes flaps up. So we have FMS1, flight level change at select. So let's accelerate, keeping trimming nose down. So look, I'm not making this up. Look at the, there was even pink bars there. I've never seen pink bars before. Strange. And also you have to realize, I mean, this is not Frankfurt or London. I mean, this is a scenery that isn't that populated with autogen, and it's still struggling. Hey, Pilot Evasion, howdy. Flight model is nice. I like the yeah, the flight controls. So hand flying, very nice. I like, you know, the trimming. That's all good. No complaints there. Absolutely not. Autopilot is on. Yeah, I heard a set level, but is it? I mean, I've not flown it. Well, I think I've tried it once, but the performance was also really bad then. Yeah, frequent micro stutters. I really hope for those that are saying that they have good performance, I'm happy for you. I don't know what kind of PC you have. Maybe those that have a 5090, although it's the thing is this, so it's not GPU that's the issue. It's the main thread, it's the CPU that's bottlenecking. So and the 9800 X3D is a good yeah. So Avimar, honestly, if you could do me a favor, can you record, do kind of, you know, whatever airport you like, take the airport and then record the FPS counter, because I would love to see what your coherent GDUI thread does and what the main thread does, and see what the FPS do. Because this tells the truth. I mean, if you get these red bars here, it will stutter 100%. Yeah, don't worry. Doesn't have to be today. But again, I wouldn't mind, you know, getting down to the reasoning why. And of course, also Aviamar, if you have the time, would also love to see your the Microsoft settings. You know, with if you have DLSS and that sort of stuff. Right, let's go back to the flight level change. Yeah, and also I would say that a lot of people, like I said, they're used to these little micro stutters, and then it doesn't break their immersion. So I know I'm being super critical, but I compare to, you know, add-ons like the FENIX or the PMDGs. I mean, what I can do, guys, after we land, I can quickly load in the FENIX, and then we can have a look what the yeah, what the main thread does there, and the current GTI and the FPS. It's so here in Max Flight Sim, I cap it at 30, and then I use the 2 times DLSS. So I'm using pretty much exactly what I use for all the other add-ons, and like I said, that's how I compare, right? I'm not changing any of the Microsoft settings, and hence I get the the very good comparisons between the different add-ons. Captain Pelican, it's one of those things. I don't know. I honestly, I'm not a programmer. I don't know. I've heard from someone who's very knowledgeable on programming. I've heard that person say that that the code base here is, so the polygons, etc., they are a lot less optimized when you compare that to other add-ons like the FENIX. So the amount of polygons, the amount of data, and then the optimization. So I don't know. I don't know why they did bring it out in this state, or how quickly you could fix these things. Avimar says the biggest complaint about the A220 is so sterile. After turning on autopilot, you just stare at the screen. Well, welcome to the new philosophy of aviation. That is just the way it is. Yeah, I mean, yeah, absolutely. I can understand the the similarities to the the Challenger. Absolutely, they are there. And this aircraft, avionics-wise, is very modern and has some great features. And of course, that's the fascination, right? That's what makes you fascinated about the aircraft. Yeah, you just saw that again. Wow, there's a huge block there. I could see the stutter in the turn there. And you have to also realize, I mean, look, I'm not making these things. It's not as if I have, on purpose set anything different, right? So this is still 30 FPS max. So that doubles that with to 60, which then V-syncs to my monitor. And so it's 130 on terrain. I'll tell you what, we'll put it down to 100, okay? So 100 there, medium pre-caching. Buildings high, trees high, plants high, rocks low, grass low. The only thing that's on ultra is the clouds. Even terrain shadows, shadow maps, they're all pretty low as well. So yeah, nothing really. Yeah, no other traffic really. 400, sea traffic low, 400 it's medium. So yeah. So again, nothing really out of the huge ordinary. All right, let's see if that changed anything. So let's have a look. No, that really still getting quite frequent red bars there. The FPS drop. Do you like the Airbus or the Boeing cockpit? Depends on what Boeing and what Airbus. I'm quite fascinated by how the cockpits have evolved, the flight decks have evolved over the last 20 years, 30 years. So the NASCAR, these questions are always really difficult to answer, right? I can't give you advice on, because I don't know what you're focusing on. And like I said, so for me, my immersion gets broken, especially on final approach, if I have these regular stutters, and then especially as I come into the flare. I really dislike that. Now, during the flight itself, I'm not really too fussed. If I look out the window and I do get some smaller stutter, it's okay. That doesn't upset me. But again, the big thing is takeoff and landing. That gets me upset. And the question is, what are you focusing on? Are you focusing on the high fidelity systems? Is that what you really like and that gets you fascinated? Then sure. I mean, you wouldn't really mind too much, and then you would say the add-on is worth the money, right? For me at the moment, as long as I will have a look at the landing in Muscat in a few minutes. Top of, actually, how high are we going? Let me change the cruising level. Let's put that to flight level 250. Execute. Right. Yes, so ArcLight, I mean, I'm on a 4K monitor. And again, so that's my baseline, right? And I think the big change came with DLSS and FrameGen. Because in the end, all I want from my system is to generate 30 FPS, not 60. So the CPU has to, and the GPU have to work together to render 30 frames per second, and then DLSS doubles that to 60. So I know it's a complex relationship, and there are a lot of settings that can mess up with things. But honestly, if I see other add-ons and I'm running the same setup and they run a lot smoother, then I have to say, okay, something's not optimized here. Something's not running as well as it should, or it could do. Right. I disagree, Aviamar. For me, the 4080 disregard. I have a 4090. Okay, disregard. Then I don't disagree. So for me, if I look at X-Plane, you saw X-Plane in the previous stream. Wow, with smooth motion, the same deal, 30 FPS on the system, doubled by FrameGen or FSR, whatever it's called, in X-Plane, and then it's so smooth. It really is. What a game changer. So here in cruise flight, no problem. I'm looking mostly inside. I'm not really looking that much outside. And then it's acceptably smooth. There's nothing. I don't want to complain about anything here. This is acceptable for me. Right. This is not what gets me annoyed. It is just the takeoff and landings. Sapphire Wave, I'm using the render preset M. So NVIDIA allows you to choose different DLSS presets, render presets, and I found M has the least amount of these blurry numbers or blurry screens, but also the reason for the tear. That must be more with, in combination with G-Sync or V-Sync, whatever you're using. I don't have a doubt that if you're running, you know, instead of 4K, you're running 2K or even just HD. I mean, maybe there the CPU is not as stressed out. I don't know. But clearly, from what I can see, it's a CPU issue. And not so much a GPU. Interesting, the VRAM is only at just under 11 gigabytes. Yeah, Alpha, I would say so too. That's more an issue with VSync or G-Sync or whatever. So for me, like I said, the 60 FPS on screen after frame gen, and then using VSync with a monitor 60 Hertz setup, that's where I find my sweet spot. That's why I don't have any major, you know, screen tears or lags or stutters. Now, where's my descent? Let's have a quick look here. So, oh, hang on, I don't have a test. Didn't I put in an approach yet? Or have not? Test. Right, let's get quick weather updates. So we want to have, go behind, Muscat weather. So we have no wind, 9 kilometers, 26 ride. Then let's go with, yeah, let's go with 26 ride. So we'll take the ILS 26 ride, and we did plan for the Itika. So we'll take the, I think the 1 Bravo. Yeah, the 1 Bravo, there it is. And we'll do that via vectors. There we go. Right, execute top ascend. A few miles to go. Right, so routing. Oh, hang on. So let's put that on there. Execute. Right, and then I guess we have to descend a bit earlier. No, not really. Okay, so let's quickly have a look here at the arrival. The 1 Bravo, there it is. So we have Itika between 160 to 250, Canol 8000 above. Correct. Then we have Mike Sierra 546. 8,000 above, correct. Opnek 6.5 above, all correct. And then from there, so Opnek, and then I guess we want to have Gezos. Let's do that. Let's close that. So then we go approach. Yeah, I've seen it. Thank you. 26 right. Yeah, so we're going to go straight from there to the final. And then missed approach. Excellent. Alright, so then performance. Descend is fine. Approach. So the temperature is 33, so it has cooled down a bit. So 33. 33 degrees. The wind, there's no wind. And to QNH 1000 so. And we'll do a flap. Let's do a flap 4 landing. Failed. What? Oh, plus 5. So 5. Complete. There we go. Alrighty. Like the VSD indication there. So we're going to dial down. Let's dial down 7,000. Bruno, yeah, well, there was an update, so I was curious to find out. Bruno, there was a question earlier. So, look at this huge lag there. So, Bruno, the coherent GTUI thread, what does that what does that do? I mean, what's that? Why is it spiking here so much? Is that the displays or? It's a display drawing, okay. Okay, thank you. Yeah. Yeah, so like I said, I can't really, honestly, I can't really say that I see a huge difference to my previous stream. And again, we are, you know, in a scenery that's not really that complex. What do you have to set it, Avimar? Do you know by heart what you have set it? Display refresh rate? And the question is, where can I set that? Hang on, where do I set the refresh rate? Oh, there we go. Glass cockpit. So we'll put that to medium. Okay, let's see. Yeah, good idea. I mean, why not? Sorry, you can still see it's still. I'll show you that here. So here it's still hasn't really changed. Sorry, it hasn't really changed anything. And the FENIX ignores that setting completely. Ah, okay, so that setting only works for aircraft that use a Sobo display. Yeah, I mean that would explain why it hasn't changed anything really here in the coherent graph. Bruno says no. Hang on. If the devs use custom stuff. Okay. So let's go down. So we have flight level change, VNAV, alt, V. Oh, let's go vertical speed until we hit the path. And then we have VPath armed. It does take effect on the web-based displays. Singular human, hey. Hang on. So I have to read that 3 times to see what you meant. Oh dear. Alright. Let's see. So just slightly below the path. You can see that here now. We should be hitting the path here. And then it should go into VNAV. He flies 747. I mean, yeah, well, he can't get better than the 747. let's go auto brake medium. And landing performance, quick look here. Landing performance, sync. No, sorry. Airport. Oscar Mike Sierra. And we want manual landing, auto brake medium, reverse or no. Pilot 5 knots additional. And then Aero select airport, what? There we go. So we need affected of 2,200 meters. Enough stop margin there. Fantastic. We'll keep that. Alrighty. Yeah, interesting scenery nonetheless. I mean, quite like the scenery here. Here comes the path. So now it should slowly get into that path. We have 3.6 above. Let's go 3.6 then. Set. And there it is. VNAV path. Good. So that's the ILS. Although I want to try. Do we have an RNF approach? Because I mean, IRL, the 220 pilots, they do prefer the RP approaches, don't they? Yeah, let's try that. Come on, let's do that. Let's go flight plan arrivals. Let me choose the RNF 26 right, and then we go via Opnec. Execute. All right. Okay. So that is changed. Then we're going to go and close that. Okay. So there's no more discontinuity in here, and we are below path at the moment. Okay. So we have how many miles? We have 64 miles, 18,000 feet. Looks okay. So I'm going to go back again to vertical speed. Slow down the descent rate, and then we'll hit again the VNAV path. Right, and there was one setting now. So if I go to route, flight plan, let me have a look. Yeah, so we can choose here, or we can't choose, it doesn't have LPV. So there's no way to select that anyway. Okay, then we just fly the RMP. But we should still be able to do that with, so LNAV, VNAV, right? Yeah, so that's fine. No, it's just as LNAV, VNAV. That's one. But I mean, on the Boeing aircraft, it doesn't matter. Even if it's LNAV, VNAV, you can still press the approach button and you can fly it, you know, with the integrated, so the IAN, integrated approach navigation, which is great because well, from the indications, it looks like normal ILS approach really. Oh, let me do one more thing. Settings. There we go. That's a bit better, isn't it? Yeah, I mean, in the 787, I think 777, right? Yeah, I know the 737 is a bit older, at least. All right, I think that's the airport. There is Muscat Airport. Okay, we're back on VNAV path, and we want to go 36 here, and then actually we can go down 2,200 because we are on VNAV path. So now we're just going to go 2,200. It should follow that accordingly. So here we have the final approach fix, and yeah, here we have to be exactly at 2,200. So that is set. Looking good. Alright, let's go altimeters. $1,000 is set. Let me check the weather one more time, just to make sure that we have the current weather. Yeah, 1,000. That is at 1850. Let's see. Can I get an update? 10. Yeah, should be okay. Yeah, the VGP, yeah, the vertical glide path. Yeah, yeah, we'll have a look. If that appears, we can press the approach button. Yeah, I agree. Good. Performance, arrival. All good. Right, descent and approach. FMS is set. Minimums. We did say 390. So minimums. I'm lost. Where do we enter the minimums?
Good night. Black
Lee,
Box.
mach's gut, Dankeschön. Ja, kein Problem. Wahrscheinlich noch Jetlag, ne? The radio tuning panel on the glare shield. Too many PFB. Too many. Then last time I didn't do that. So how do I dial it? No, that doesn't work. Oh, there we go. Ha! Thank you. 340. There we go. Thank you much. Cool. Yeah, 340 set. Auto brake is medium. ICAS checked. Arrival briefing complete. Alright, that's the descent approach checklist complete. Next is before landing. Cool, we're slightly high in the profile, so I'm just going to go get the speed brakes out to help with the descent a little bit. Coming back on path, but we're still a bit faster. Alright. So I'm going to go with manual speed. I'm going to start slowing down here. Wow, lovely scenery. Very impressive. Oh, what? Flight director mode change. Oh, why did we get? Why? Oh, what happened now? With the path? Ay, 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 ay. Right, let's continue. Let's quickly descend a bit faster, so we have to recapture the... So the good thing is that it still has that as armed, so it jumps out, but at least it stays at armed condition there. All right, let's... Yeah, now we're back on VNAV path. Ay, 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 diving down here. So here we are on path 36 limit at the moment. Beautiful approach. Very impressive. Here comes flaps 1. Where's our flaps? Here we go. Let's go flaps. Right. Oh, what? Aircraft. Oh, this is a nuisance warning again. I mean, flaps 1. We weren't too fast for flaps 1. Oh, that was all good. So that's good. Message. I don't know why that's still there. Let's close the speed brakes. Yeah, weird. I know I've seen it before on another different aircraft add-on, but yeah. So what we're going to do after this, after the landing, we'll take the FENIX. The same scenery, same daytime, so same weather. And then we'll do the pattern as well. And then see how the graphs here compare. Look at that, 40, look at that, just dropped to 45 FPS for a brief second. Right, need to add a bit more drag, gears coming out. So now we have to get down to 2,200 in order to catch the glide path. So where's my... Oh, there we go. So now we have approach VGP. Yeah, but you can see the main things there, can't you? Let me, and then you can see as well the lags, if they are there. Here comes flaps 3. Come on.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome aboard the Captain Black Box infotainment experience.
So we did say flap 4
New subscribers should now
landing.
pick up their past first class.
So altimeter set cross-checked. Flaps 4 indicating 4. Wow, we're not slowing down at all. Hang on. Thank you so much to LH Virtual. How are you doing? Nice to see you. Greetings. Dankeschön. Thank you so much for the 9 months. Alright, and Kevin is ready.
1,000.
Yeah, 1,000. A bit fast. Alright, let's disregard that. I don't know. So now we need to trim back, make sure that we don't drop the nose. Okay, so let's see if we can get a bit more stable FPS on flare. That's really what I care about.
500.
Right, we trimmed the aircraft nicely to red, to white. That's all worked out. Nice. Oh, here's a big lag. Ay, 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 ay.
300.
Oh, spoilers. Ah.
200. 100. 50. 30. 20. 10.
Right, we have a reverse. Yeah, we still have the odd stuff. It wasn't as bad as we had in Salzburg.
Config trim.
There was one at about 200 feet, I would say. There was one really big one, but for the rest, I don't want to be too picky. I would say it didn't break my immersion. So the landing, the whole feel of the landing was okay. I don't want to, I don't want to pretend that it has annoyed me. So that was okay. I don't think that's that's really worth to bash on. But as promised now, I'm going to go quickly jump into the FENIX. And just so that I can confirm that it's not my imagination, let me take just the standard CFM. Actually, no, because I need something where I've already set all the viewpoints. So let's take this one. So again, we're going to go back to Muscat. Oops, not almost Muscat. Muscat, there we are. And the time was somewhere here, right? That morning. 26 right. Start the flight. I mean, we can also try, what else can we try? We could try, so not just a FENIX, we can try, why am I on the other end now? PMDG as well, yeah. We can try a PMDG as well. Oh, GG's. Crashed the desktop. Didn't like that. All right. Well, I mean, yeah, the iFly would be a good comparison as well. But A350, to be honest, to be fair, the A350 for me hasn't run well, and the A380 hasn't run well neither. So, so those two are. No, exactly that. So 30 FPS times 2 frame gen, 60 FPS locked with the monitor set on VSync 60 Hertz. I mean, if I find someone you know, saying that they get really smooth kind of, you know, frames and not these lags. I mean, I'd love to get you a screenshot in my Discord of your NVIDIA and the Microsoft settings. I'd love to try it. Exactly. So 60 Hertz is in Windows. So the NVIDIA app, but not the, so the NVIDIA, let me see. So if I pull up the control panel, sorry, that's the word for it. Let me just pull up the control panel so you can see. So there you go. So that's the LG TV on 60 Hertz. Right. So that's for the TV screen, 60 Hertz. It could be, but honestly, so Bruno, so just to make sure I don't quote anything wrong. So the main thread indicator on the FPS counter, that is the CPU limit, isn't it? That's whenever the CPU is bottlenecking and you get the red spikes there, that's CPU bound, isn't it? So I don't know if, you know, in these simulators, if you use like, you know, frame gen, etc., you know, GPU is really, yeah. So coherent GPU thread is also fully CPU. So reason doesn't matter. Yeah, that's what I think as well. That's at least that's what I have always witnessed. And then let me, I'm going to also switch off, well, this doesn't matter anyways. I'm going to use the FENIX quickly. So that was my observation as well. I mean, 2K, 4K, I played around with that, you know, last year and the year before maybe. And then there weren't any bigger issues unless you had the graphics card maxed out. And the graphics card was starting to kind of, you know, bottleneck. Then, of course, it does matter if you have 2K or 4K. But once again, you have to understand that I am probably more sensitive, more critical when I look at these, you know, these stutterers. So for someone who's used to it in the sense that, you know, their PC has just that the issue with all different add-ons that it's just not running 100% smoothly all the time, then, you know, your brain just gets used to it and you don't mind. It doesn't break your immersion. And that's the thing, what it's all about. It doesn't really matter. I mean, 60 FPS, yes, you know, you will see a difference between 60 and you know, 30 FPS for sure, and the fluidity, etc. But in the end, flight simming is about consistent frames. So not having these slow stops, so stutters, because that's what your eyes will and your brain will notice, and that's where, you know, potentially it can break your immersion. And that's the thing. If it doesn't, if you have these little stutters and you don't mind, your brain doesn't mind, it doesn't you know, break your immersion, then you know, all good. You are all fine. Right, let's have a look here. So let me get my, no, not this one, let's get this one. So now you can see the full display up here, right? So now I'm going to go in screens here with the 60 FPS. All right, so let me also go back to daytime and make it a fair comparison. And daytime, let's wait until the aircraft has fully powered up. Let's go 3,000 feet. So it's going to be a takeoff towards the east, and then we just do a teardrop and fly back and do that RNF approach. So here we go. Don't have to worry too much about these settings. Now, one thing already you see, so the coherent GTY thread, that's green. There's, if anything, there's from time to time, there's a little yellow bar. The main thread is also green mostly, some yellows, and very few red bars. And up here, 60 FPS, that hasn't budged at all. That is locked solid there, right? Current is expected to be based Nielsen's FENIX does not use that tech. Okay, cool, all right. That would explain why it doesn't really care much regarding that. Okay, cool. And let's quickly load up the aircraft. Yeah, but I mean, honestly, fly-by-wire is not payware, Bruno. I don't want to compare payware to non-payware. I think that's also a bit unfair. I mean, I'm happy to try out the PMDG, for example, to see what's happening there, right? So 56.5. And we have 32.3. Also, what I would like to add is the following. We're now in almost the 10th year. I think in October I'll be streaming for 10 years, and we have been in P3 or FSX first of all, then we've been in P3D, and there we were happy with 30 FPS. And for a very long time, we did not have steady 30 FPS, right? So, I mean, to be fair, we are, or at least I'm complaining on a very high level, right? I mean, quite silly in some parts, but I think you have to just go with the current state of the flight sims, what is possible, what we get. All right, so quickly, Pilot. All right, so there we go. Auto brake max. We're gonna set the flaps to take off, and then that as well. And take off config test. Yeah, I know. Let me know when you're ready. Cool. Let's go. Here we go. Manflex 68 SAS runway auto thrust blower. I have to set my detents again. All right, so look at the graph here, especially here. So there's one little red line there. That was a little lag. Another one there, little one. But overall, you can see a lot steadier on 60 FPS. Yeah, no stutters at all doing rotation there. Enough. Let's level off here at hang on. Was me. Just need to get my so I'm just going to do a very, very short pattern. To fly that on-off approach to see how smooth it is at the end. And then that arrival, that was the RNF26 right. There it is. Insert. Okay, there we go. That's where we're going to fly it. I'm going to do direct Mike Sierra. Hopefully it doesn't care too much. I'm flying fairly close to it. It may auto sequence. Absolutely, I agree with that as well. The FENIX at the beginning wasn't running that well, but at the moment it's just what it is. I mean, you know, you can say, well, you know, give Synaptic benefit of the doubt, and you know, give them time. But then I would say it's also then fair to point out, maybe wait with buying this add-on if you really, you know, if you like me gets the immersion broken with these stutterers. But at least you can say this is something, you know, a very deeply simulated aircraft add-on. And again, I just noticed the difference. So just flying around here, it's just smooth. All right, there is no micro stutters. Right, it is smooth. It's just nice, locked 60 FPS. And this is, I guess, like I said, you can say I'm a bit spoiled in that regard, but for me that's just something you can have. There are add-ons that are deeply simulated, have lots of system depth, and are running very nicely performance-wise. Right, fan up on the approach, hold a bit low, and let's see how we do. Okay, and you're getting long stutters from 100 to 22 FPS. Yeah, I mean, I saw that as well. I pointed it out from time to time. There was like not just red bars, but there were big violet bars. And then I saw the FPS drop down to 40. And that's something, honestly, I have not seen for a very long time in other add-ons. So
$1,000.
1,000 checked. Runway is in sight. Kind of weird. It looks like we're very shallow on the approach here. Let's see. Hopefully, we're going to pick up the parpy lights in a second.
400.
Oh, I know why. Because yeah, my bad. You see, that's a good demonstration. If you set the QH wrong, that's what happens. So that's a good demo. So of course 1,000. Right, doesn't matter. We're just going to watch the FPS here. That's all really careful now. I'm not really too much flying 100% correctly. But interesting that the eyes caught it immediately. That something was completely off. Strange, isn't it?
Think. Don't think. Don't think.
Yeah, but look at the graph there.
Don't sink.
And it's green as well. It's very smooth.
Don't sink. Don't sink.
40,
Don't sink.
30, 20,
Don't
retard,
sink.
slide.
So nice and smooth, right? Okay, cool. So that's comparison. What aircraft do we want to have? The iFly, someone was saying. Let's take the iFly. I hope my peripherals work here as well. iFly. Yeah, let's take this one. I think I have this one configured. That wasn't intentional, but interesting. And you can see that having the actual QNH, so the actual QNH was 1000, but I have set on my altimeter 1013. That puts the aircraft about almost 400 feet below path. That's how critical the correct QNH setting in an aircraft is if you're flying a non-precision approach like the RMP approach. Oh, the iFly plugin. Thank you. Yeah, hopefully that works. Sapphire Wave, thank you. And the iFly, really, I may be proven wrong, but the iFly for me has been pretty good as well. Still loading. The FSLabs has exactly the same issue for me as well. Not really bad, but it does the same thing where it does spike the main thread, especially. Yeah, I think that's because the plugin wasn't loaded. Then we'll take the PNG. Let's take a 777. Just as a quick comparison. Yeah, I just started the plugin too late. Honestly, if anything, marginally yes, but for me, it still has some bigger lags and stutters close to the ground. So you could see the main thread and the coherent GTI thread, they were still really maxing out and getting the red bars and even violet bars. So I don't know, maybe someone else has better experiences, but from what I can tell, yeah, so I don't know. But again, some people don't mind. That is fine. Don't take my word in that regard. But it can be optimized a lot more. Let's put it this way. I don't know, setting the bar too high. So here's the problem. And that's always been a problem in flight simming. You get new hardware. So you have better, FPS. And then suddenly developers will say, we've got more headroom now regarding hardware. The average consumer has has a lot more, you know, headroom now, so we can make sceneries even more complex, or aircraft add-ons even more complex. And yeah, and it's kind of the vicious kind of cycle, isn't it? And then you have these add-ons getting better and better and more complex, and then you need another round of better hardware. So look again at the graphs here. So the main thread, there is the odd spike, yes, but again not as bad as we've seen on other. No, hang on. All right, let's have a look how good or bad performance is here. So for that, just need to get my at least the joystick working here. So let's go quickly with that, and then hopefully it works. Let's see. Yeah, okay. So yeah, fairly relaxed. So just maybe a micro stutter. Let's rotate. Let's see how that goes. Oh, there's one stutter there. Okay, interesting. Overall, so even the side view, I would say, is pretty smooth. Yeah, that looks pretty smooth. Oh, Carlos, no, just looking at, I do have face cam, but I'm just looking at the graph here, because if I go like this, you guys can only see part of the FPS display there. Yeah, no. So we've already done the A220 flight, guys. So this is just a comparison, performance comparison. Oh, okay, we crashed a sim. Anyways, I think it's a sign that we should be finishing the stream. So I would be interested to hear from other people regarding their experience with that update 1.03. If they experience better performance, it could be the case if you're running, like, say, you know, HD monitor settings or 2K monitor settings, then you maybe not running quickly into these bottlenecks. Yeah, for me, if I just compare my different aircraft add-ons with exactly the same settings, then there's a clear difference between, you know, the PMDGs, FENIX, and then the Synaptic A220. I mean, that clearly has some bigger spikes on the main thread that can drop your FPS, not just for a split second down to, let's say, 59, and you may get a little tiny, micro stutter, but it can actually get down to 40 and cause a huge lag. So that's what I've experienced. And again, we haven't been flying in, and 35 milliseconds coherent is too much, yeah. And we haven't been flying in Frankfurt or in Paris or in London yet, right? Because for sure, it's going to get even worse there, I would expect. So, for that price tag, I mean, you just have to accept the fact that people will complain. They did expect something, something more in regards to FPS. Yeah, so I would say, in my opinion, it is still. I haven't seen much better performance. And then people saying, yeah, but you're using a 4K monitor. Yeah, it could be, guys. And again, if you have better performance, if you can say that, you know, your sim runs smoother now, then I'm happy for you. Then it's just on my rig with my settings. But for me, as a content creator, I'm gonna have to, you know, just put the A220 on pause until we can definitely say it's running a lot smoother for me. So, yeah. Anyways, I mean, we still have enough other content to create and do things. So always happy, especially with X-Plane 12 really getting better now as well. Great fun. So the first flight was great, 777 in X-Plane. Enjoyed that. Cool. Now I can assure that I am going to be back on Sunday. Let's have a quick look here at the schedule. Yeah, Sunday definitely. Maybe a quick stream prior. Maybe Friday, but I can't promise that. But I'm planning to bring out a little video about my X-Plane settings. And then we'll see. All right, guys, thank you so much for the support. Thanks for all the resubs coming in today. Thanks for watching. Much appreciated. So stay well, stay safe. And my moderators, as always, thank you so much for all the help. And I will see you again very soon. Mark, good night. Bruno, thank you so much, guys. Take care.